ACT Senator David Pocock was re-elected last night amid a wave of support for independence. He joins us now live from Canberra. Congratulations, Senator. A second term. How are you feeling?
Morning, Dan. Thank you. Feeling tired, but really humbled by the support and grateful for Canberrans putting their trust in me for another 3 years. It really has been a big privilege to represent a community I love, and yeah, a lot of work ahead.
I want to get on to the work ahead in a moment, Senator, but the numbers that I'm seeing, and I must qualify this, that we are still seeing that counting happen, so these will change, is that there has been a 20.85% swing to you.
I think we've seen across the country community-backed independence doing well. More and more Australians seeing what our politics can be, a constructive politics that is connected to the community. My commitment at the last election was to be accessible and to be accountable to the people of the ACT and to work every day for them and to ultimately vote on their behalf. That's not my vote in the Senate. That vote belongs to people in the ACT, something I take very seriously. And my hope is that we'll continue to see that grow. People will see the benefit of having people go to Parliament and engage with good faith on ideas and on issues, regardless of who puts those issues or ideas into the Parliament.
And Senator, what we're seeing so far appears to be quite a shift in the makeup and the nature of this Senate as those numbers are being counted. It looks like Labor will secure 28 Senate seats, Liberal Nationals 26, 11 for the Greens, and then you are amongst other independents that have one seat each. How does that change the ability for you to be able to influence policy, where it would appear that the government would be able to partner with the Greens to be able to get to that threshold of 38 votes in the Senate?
It's going to be really interesting to see how the numbers do end up falling. I guess we've seen in the past you don't need balance of power to actually make an impact in there to represent your community. And so, in terms of the things I've been hearing from Canberrans and have been campaigning on, that won't change. We have to do better as a parliament when it comes to overarching issues of integrity, fixing up something like the National Anti-Corruption Commission, banning gambling ads, lobbying reform, ministerial diaries. These are all things that I think, from what I'm hearing from the community, are kind of the entry to being a political leader, is saying, yes, we're going to hold ourselves to a higher standard. And then I think beyond that, starting to deal with the root causes of the big challenges we're facing, from housing to health, climate, costs of living. People are sick of tinkering, and my hope is that the Labor government, after a huge victory, will actually use that to change our country and the future of our nation for the better.
Senator, you've just outlined a lot of issues, many big issues that must be noted. Where do you put your priorities and time over this next 3-year term? Because, of course, senators in the territories only get 3 years.
Yeah, you've got to hit the ground running as a territory senator. I mean, those are the big things I've been hearing from Canberrans about, and it'll be no surprise. Across the country, I think people are grappling with this growing intergenerational inequality, and our housing system is not working for us. And this is not just about housing. I think this is about the future of our country. Do we want, going forward, housing to continue to be an investment vehicle, a wealth creation tool, or are we going to start to turn that ship around and say, no, this is actually a fundamental human right. This is something that everyone in our community should be able to access and afford. I'm hearing from Canberrans that they want it to be more of a human right than an investment vehicle. Neither of the major parties have been really wanting to talk about structural reform and really dealing with things like negative gearing, capital gains tax discount. I'll continue to push for really sensible solutions, because if you talk to experts, you actually have to tackle the root causes of these challenges. You can't just keep tinkering as things get worse and worse and worse and trying to sell that to the electorate as a way to get re-elected. So clearly, credit to Labor. They ran a really tight campaign. They have a huge majority in the lower house, and I think there's an opportunity for them to really make some bold changes and change the future of our country.
Senator David Pocock, we will have to leave it there. Thank you for your time. Congratulations again. I look forward to speaking to you into the future.
Thank you, Dan. Cheers.